when talking to Trump's person that I was standing with, said the last 72 hours have been very eye-opening for Donald Trump, exact words. And I'm sitting there trying to figure out the next 72 hours. What happened 72 hours? What happened 72 hours? And then basically I said, the RNC. And he said, exactly. I've been saying it forever because we've been fighting Drew McKissick and the South Carolina GOP because good MAGA people took over two of the most powerful counties in the state. And they have been hunting us. I'm going to court tomorrow because of it. All of this is starting to be seen by Trump per his people. Because at the RNC this week, and we'll go into that now, Ronna McDaniel and a bunch of other sycophants decided to cruise on down to California. I think it was Dana Point. They're at the Waldorf Astoria because you know America is all about some Waldorf Astoria, right? I mean, you couldn't go to a Marriott. They got a big ass room too, but no, you had to go to the Waldorf Astoria. That's also why Ronna likes to go to Lululemon apparently, because in her financials, apparently she spent $5,000 at Lululemon. Yogurt pants. Must be casual every day up there at the RNC. Then again, $5,000 for Lululemon is probably like 4 outfits. I mean, that place is expensive for, a bunch of hip huggers. But at the RNC, at the Waldorf Astoria, they had this Mickey Mouse game. And I want to bring this up first. How is it that we're fixing to go into reorganization across this country where all of the Republican parties will decide who is their new folks are going to be to run their state and the counties? If we were looking for new leadership going into the new 2-year cycle, why would the National do their chairmanship before all of the counties and states did their reorganization? Isn't that a little ass backwards? Let me explain to you why that happens. Because there's always an uproaring in the Republican Party somewhere in these areas. And the thing is that as long as they have control at the top, the rest doesn't matter. So every year they go out there with their delegates, or every 2 years they go out there with their delegates and they put the new chair in. For those of you that are sitting on Twitter and whatnot that were scratching your head, how in the wide world of sports? Because if you saw, I actually was like a bookie. I said, here's what's going to happen. I think I was 10 off with Ronna. Didn't realize that Lindell was going to get crushed that badly. But the writing's on the wall. And the whole idea of them making that chair decision and then all the other piss ants below them is because usually the people that the numbers of America is upset with, i.e. Ronna or Mitch McConnell, remember 7% approval rating across the United States, and they went back behind a closed door with the Senate and Lindsey and all his buddies and came out the minority leader again. That's why the Republican Party nationally does this, because for 2 years, usually the establishment steps on a lot of people. They step on a lot of throats. They throw a lot of people out of the Republican Party based on just making their life a living hell because they want that control that I tell everybody. Don't walk away from the party, take it back. They have that national election because those establishment folks that have made it to the delegates that go to the national, 3 from every state in our territories, 168 people. You can't go on a Ronna McDaniel post anywhere in any publication and not see people losing their mind about Ronna McDaniel in this, her 4th term. And she won by 111 votes. 85 is the majority. They couldn't even bring it to a runoff. And apparently one person was really confused out there in Dana Point and voted for Lee Zeldin, who pulled out. Hamit had 55, I think, and Lindell had 4 votes. The endorsed candidate of the RNC by Donald Trump, when everybody in that room at the Waldorf Astoria for the RNC, every single one of those people are supposed to be MAGA, America first, because that's the direction our Republican Party was supposed to go into, did an about face right back to establishment.
Get the whole story on Red Voice Media Premium using the link below, completely uncensored and ad-free.